You guys don't know this is take 2 for us. So
we've already done one intro.
Yes,
we're doing the second one now.
Yes, but thank you guys for joining us. It's been a couple weeks.
Yes. Fall is such a busy time.
Oh, totally.
Crazy.
I know all of my week recaps were all about fall parties.
It's still not showing up. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Is it supposed to right here?
I think so.
I just don't want us to do the whole thing. And then
I know.
And then it doesn't work. Can I go check the computer? Or
Yeah.
should we worry about it?
I don't know.
Girl, I don't know what's going on.
Bear with us. Yes, sorry. I'm so thankful that Cassie knows her way around a computer, because if you have been a part of our show for any length of time, you know that this is not my specialty. Talking, I can talk, but the behind the scenes. Okay, so you're giving us a thumbs up. It says it's
live on there, but I don't see it anywhere else.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Well, we're just going to keep going. I
Okay.
think surely it will be recorded somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
And Will is the expert. Maybe he'll be able to find it.
Yeah.
But anyways, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
You guys remember
It's been
Cassie?
so long.
Aaliyah
Yeah.
and I started calling it like season 1 and season 2 since we did the summer break.
Yeah, how funny.
So Cassie from season 1.
That makes me feel like Laguna Beach. Did you ever watch that? Like the hills and stuff on
No,
MTV.
you're like the
Season 1.
original.
Oh,
You're the OG.
The OG. Yes, I love
Mom
that.
of the
Are we
Mom
allowed to
show.
say that OG, or
I
are we
don't
like?
know.
I
Probably
feel like
not, but we
Parker
just
looks
have
at me
to
all the
have to own
time.
it.
Like, yeah, he's like, that's not cool. Don't say that.
Yeah.
It's not cool when
If
you
he's
say
already
it.
telling you what's not cool as a second grader,
I got problems.
We need to pray for you.
I've got problems. Yeah,
Lane,
absolutely.
Part of my week recap is I'm now the mom of it is on there. I'm now the mom of a teenager.
Let's make sure the sound works.
I feel
there we
like
go.
awesome. I feel like I've entered a new season, but
Yeah, so officially he is a teenager.
But thankfully, I've just now am becoming an expert on how to annoy him all the time. So
That's
yours
fun.
might start sooner.
Yeah,
he's already like,
Oh, yeah, because he tried, it's like that, yo, bruh. You know what I mean? He tries that and everything. But yeah, I try to be hip and I try to like fit in. And so I say things that I think are funny. And then he's like, no, like don't do it. But also sometimes he's just silly with me. And then we just are, we just are silly together. So anyways,
fun.
Yeah.
Yes. So for my week's recap, because it's been a couple weeks, Aaliyah has been doing a ton of fundraising, and she has her big gala tomorrow. So we were thinking about her.
She spread really thin.
Yes.
I don't know how she does it all.
She is everywhere.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if any sickness has been going around your house, but I have been for 3 weeks now dealing with this cough. I got diagnosed with acute bronchitis weeks ago.
No.
And
Do you
I
have
feel
to do
fine.
like breathing treatments or anything?
Not anything like that yet, but I feel fine. I'm on like a an antibiotic, or not antibiotic, but like a prescription cough medicine.
Wow.
Just because at night, it's mainly at night. But
I hate that.
So we
You can't
haven't
sleep.
had the show because I can't talk
Right.
without getting like, I need to cough.
You like say 2 words and then you like
yes.
walk up a lung or something.
Yes, and it stinks, especially, there were a couple days where I did not feel well, but like when you feel fine, but you sound terrible.
Oh, yeah. People are like, get
"What?"
out of here.
I know. Aren't you glad I waited to tell you that till right now?
I love that.
Just like,
I love that for
maybe we
me.
should be on microphones 1 and 4. No, I really
So
feel fine.
if I get sick in the
No.
next couple days, I'll know
but
where I got
feel
it.
fine, and I did read that you can have this cough for like up to 4 weeks. So that is.
Oh,
Yeah, but you
I
can't
don't
stay at home.
Okay,
for
but
4
how are your
weeks.
kids? Like, are they
fine?
completely fine?
Fine.
Now,
Completely fine.
did I overhear you say Charles got sick though too?
Charles stayed home from work one day.
Wow.
Slept the entire day.
Ugh.
Good as new the next day.
Well,
And
how
never had a
come-
cough. So I don't even know that we had the same thing.
Oh, weird.
And he
Gosh.
never gets sick.
See, and that I'm okay if I get sick as long as it's like 24 hours,
Yeah.
and then it's like I'm back, on
Yeah.
the road to recovery. But it's usually not the
this
case.
one, and I don't. It's like, it's not that I don't want to slow down.
Yeah.
The idea of like staying in bed for a whole day sounds lovely.
Yeah.
But I can't.
Life doesn't stop.
Yeah, because once you take some time away from anything like laundry, anything, it's like it's all going to be piled up the next day. So, which is such a good relevant topic to the mom show because I feel like
that very relatable.
Like, yes, just part of being a mom. And,
absolutely.
And anyways, but more fun things besides sickness. How was we've had fall parties and fall break and trick or treating.
So the fall. So I think you heard about the fall party with. So I'm sharing the responsibilities of the room parent with three. Aaliyah is actually one of the room moms with me, room parent with me. And so we were going to each plan a party this year because I think we all just didn't have time to do all 4 parties. So the first one was planned by another mom. And then at the day of the party, her son got sick. And then she's like, hey, so you're going to do the party. Luckily, she was super organized and already had everything all together. And she had already texted us. We've been in communication. So it was no big deal. She had everything planned. But I was like, I panicked because I'm not good. Yeah. I'm not good in a crisis. So I'm like, I was like, oh my gosh, what do I do? And it was my first time ever. I've volunteered to help, but I've never been like a room parent. And so, and I was standing outside with the big tub and waiting in the line to get into the school. And another room parent came by and she was like, are you a room parent? And I was like, uh-huh. And she goes, you get to go to the front of the line. And she's like, come with me. And so I got to cut in the line. So I was like, oh, that's good to know. Cause I was like standing in the back and I'm like just sitting here with my bucket, like waiting to get in, but it turned out great. The kids loved it.
That's awesome. Yeah. I actually got to the school, I think 35 to 40 minutes early.
To just stand there though?
No, to have a parking spot.
Oh, that's for sure.
I sat in my car just because I was like, I was the room mom too.
Oh, you're so
for this
smart.
Party, and you just see all that stuff you have to carry, and I'm like, I've got to have. I didn't want to walk.
I don't blame you.
Because the parking lot fills up so fast.
Oh yeah, I was in the back 40. I mean, I was in the grassy knoll.
Yeah, they said
way down there.
They said at the elementary that that was probably the largest crowd they've had.
Oh my!
So you were a room mom on the day of the largest crowd.
I love that for me.
And thank you for doing it because
it was good. It was so good.
It's not bad. I feel like once you do it,
So I have to say in the PTA meeting, whenever you were talking about room parents trying to coach us all, in the very first one, and you said when kids get squirrely, I get sweaty.
Oh, girl.
That's totally me too, because that's what I was nervous about. I'm like, okay, how do I talk to a bunch of second graders? And then like if they get squirrely, I'm going to get sweaty, and then the whole thing's going to break down. System's going to break down. But it went so well. There was lots of parents there to help. Almost awesome. Too many though, because then there's just too many bodies in a room. But it turned out great, so it was all good.
That's awesome. So, and I bet Parker loved that you were the one throwing the party.
Yes, of course. Yeah, the kids just love it when their moms are absolutely. In the rooms.
I actually, my kids are not like super, like sweet and like gushy. But I overheard Gavin chatting with one of his friends, and he was like, "Is your mom throwing your Halloween party or fall party?" And the kid was like, I don't know. He's like, my mom throws the party. And I was like, it meant so much that he was
I love that.
My mom throws the party.
So proud. And then that makes you proud.
So it felt like he just told me something really sweet.
Yeah, that's cute. Very cute.
So, and then trick-or-treating, I was going to ask you, so you live in a neighborhood, so you get to like trick-or-treat your neighborhood, which is so nice.
Yes.
We have to go to a neighborhood because we live in the country. But I am kind of a crazy trick-or-treating mom. Like I got the flashlight, like the cars, because we go to Springfield.
Yeah, and it's a lot busier.
Cars driving, and I've never really felt like we were in a dangerous situation, but I anticipate crisis.
Yes.
So it always feels like when we get back, like we did it.
Yes. Thank goodness it's over.
Because they find themselves in the middle of the street.
Oh, all the time.
And my oldest, like I said, he just turned 13. And so he's feeling really big and wanted to go like another lap without. And I'm like,
I don't trust anybody. No. So Parker had like an inflatable, which I don't recommend.
I know. We had a couple of those in our group.
Oh, man. And it's different whenever you have an inflatable that your head's out. But his head was completely enclosed. So he didn't see cars, at all.
Yeah.
So, I had to like lunge and grab him. And I'm like, wait a minute, there's a car coming, you know? And he's like, what? Like looking around like, I don't see anything, It was chaos.
Those inflatable costumes crack me up.
They were hilarious. So he was a fall guy. I don't know anything about it. He said that a friends of his play, it's like a video game.
Oh, okay.
So anyways, it was hilarious.
They
like
are so funny.
Well, and his little feet,
Yes,
he couldn't run very far, so his little feet were like this. And I mean, we were dying laughing just watching him run. But then after like 3 houses, he was like, "Get me out of this thing."
Yeah,
because he was having
and
trouble
it like
walking.
fogs up in there. One of our little guys was the dinosaur from Toy Story.
Oh
and
no!
he was like, "Mom, can you reach in?" She'd like unzip it and reach in and wipe out.
Oh
like,
no!
It was like getting.
Well, and we went with kids that were younger, and then they were all like using it as a punching bag.
Oh.
So then he couldn't walk because they were all punching him. And then
That's funny.
I've got my little one. He's 20 months, and so he was in the stroller. He wanted to get out and run, and we were confining him to the stroller, and so he was not happy about that. It was just, and I'm like, all right, I'm calling time of death. We're going back home.
Like we did it.
We're
Another
done.
Halloween check.
Yeah, we're done. So whenever we went out, I left a bowl of candy on the front porch, just for people to come and just grab a few pieces. We got back, and Parker's like, "Well, I'd like to hand it out." I'm like, "Okay." So he sat there by the front door.
I love
Well, and
that.
he sat there for probably 10 or 15 minutes, and
Yeah.
only like 2 people came. So he's like, "All right, I'm bored." And I go, "Okay, just put the bowl back out there, and we'll be home, but we'll let them help themselves." Well, we go back out there like a couple minutes later, and the bowl is empty. And I'm like,
That's fine.
So-
Always my first thought.
So Parker goes, "Mom, the bowl's empty." And I go, "What?" And he goes, "Yeah." And then I walk over to the door, and there's 2 boys that are standing there, like probably 12 years old. And I'm like, "Oh, guys." And so I'm like, "Guys, I'm so sorry." I said, "Somebody stole all of our candy." Well, I had some Tootsie Rolls in my hands, and I go, "Just take these." I go, "I'm sorry, that's all I have." And so they were so nice, and they're like, "No, it's okay. We understand. Somebody stole it or whatever." So I closed the door, and Phil's like, "It was probably them. Like they were probably the ones." And I go, "Do you think so?" I go, they were so nice to me." And he goes, "Well, I would be too if I got caught." And so he thinks that Parker caught them. And Parker didn't realize it, because they probably dumped it in there right as soon as he had opened the door. And then they made it like, "Oh, this is yours." Because he said they handed it to him and said, "Oh, this is yours." So I think that was them, but they hung around because they got caught. But here I was, I like shut the door and I was like,
You felt
wow.
terrible.
I'm like, well, no, but I was like, wow, I really like those kids. No, and they were probably the ones. And we have a Ring, doorbell thing.
Could
It
you
didn't
go back?
catch it.
Oh, shoot.
It didn't catch it. It did like 7 minutes prior, showing us putting the bowl on the porch, and then the next video it shows is me handing them the Tootsie Rolls. There's like there is no video, and I'm like, what's the point of a ring if you don't catch the most important part? So, anyways, that didn't go very well.
I always am impressed when people just leave a bowl on the porch.
I mean,
and a lot of people do it. So
Yeah.
you can go trick or treat.
Well, but you just have hope and humanity that people aren't going to just come
sure
and,
most people do. I always wait for
Well.
that part of the story, but you're the first person who actually had that part of the story, so maybe there is hope.
Yeah. Well, and the bowl was already half gone, which means there were plenty of other kids that got lots that night. So, and the older kids usually go out later in the evening. And so I think that's what it was. They were older kids and they're like, "Oh, there's a bowl. We'll just empty the rest of it," But it's
So
just
they're like,
not,
"We're probably the last
it's just
trick-or-treaters.
not
You're
fair.
welcome."
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yes.
I would love to hand out candy.
It would be
But
fun.
we don't
Right.
live where
Well, yeah.
anybody's going to come to our house.
That's true.
So
yeah, that's
maybe
true.
someday.
You need to
Or
find
maybe-
a friend that lives in a
Yes.
neighborhood and then just go hang out over there.
Yeah, maybe as my kids get older
Yeah.
and they go out in the neighborhood.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay, so we're going to transition from fall break, trick-or-treating, and it feels early. I know, I'm trying to find it. It feels early, but so this morning I went on a coffee date with a girlfriend and we went to the workshop in Ozark.
Okay. Yeah.
And they already have Christmas tree up
Girl, yeah.
and like good like classic Christmas
that
music in the
music.
background and
Yes.
having coffee, even though we were sitting outside because it's lovely outside.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah.
But so I just was thinking like it made me Google something. So my fun fact for this Friday is how many days there are until Christmas, which I knew it was going to feel small, but there's only 52 days until Christmas,
Wow.
which 52 days is a lot of days.
Yeah.
But like,
It's
do you
It
find
goes by quick.
Yeah, and do you find like, and I feel like it's everywhere all of a sudden. But do you like to start early and plan, or do you like sometimes I find myself getting to like really close to Christmas and then having this like list of like, we still have to do this, and this.
yeah.
Like, what do you like to start thinking about this earlier, or do you prefer to wait a little bit?
So I always get so excited and I get ahead of myself. I decorate early, but then as it gets closer, I'm like over it.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm like, okay, then I feel like as it gets closer too, I get like overstimulated. Just it's everywhere and it's on the radio and there's lights everywhere and it's like, okay, like enough's enough. But that doesn't stop me every year from decorating
That's
early,
funny.
you know. But I try to focus in November on getting all my Christmas gifts bought.
Okay.
And so I'm like, all right, November, I'm going to tackle all my gifts. And then in December is going to be my fun stuff, like wrapping. I love
That's a
wrapping
great
gifts.
idea.
And so then December happened. After Thanksgiving, then I focus on, okay, now I'm going to wrap all my presents. And then now I'm going to make all my cookies. And I'm going to get my teacher gifts together and all that stuff. And that way, December is more of a, like just a
I
fun
love
time.
that.
So
Yeah.
November, I mean business.
Yeah.
And then December, I try to make it more
Oh, that's a great
fun.
plan.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's what I try to do. But then, yeah, as it gets closer, I'm like,
Because if you
I'm over
wait,
this.
it's like, oh, you start thinking of the people that you like slipped your mind or you've added.
well,
or,
and I have, I don't know, something like 12 or 13 nieces and nephews.
Okay.
And so that's a lot of kids to buy for and like
Yeah.
check all. And I help my mom buy their gifts too. And then sometimes I help my sister buy their gifts. So I'm buying each one
Yeah.
3 different gifts. And so there's a lot, not that I pay for them, but I'm saying
yeah.
I help them
You
pick
just
them
help-
out
yeah.
and stuff. And then I wrap them all. And so
Okay.
then we just get like lots of rolls of wrapping paper and I just wrap all day long, you know. But
Now that sounds so fun to me.
it is fun. Yeah. I mean, I love
Like
wrapping.
Christmas tree.
Yes.
Hallmark
So
movie.
this
and
is,
some
well, this
wrapping.
is where I'll say this and then, I'm sorry. I was going to say I'll say this and then we'll move on because this is kind of a dark thing, but I love watching Dateline. And
Same.
I'm
a Dateline junkie.
So sometimes whenever I wrap Christmas gifts,
Oh,
I
yeah.
watch Dateline.
Oh, no judgment here.
And so my
there's never a
mom
bad time to
loves
watch it.
Hallmark movies. Sometimes the Hallmark movies are too cheesy for me. And so I'm like, can we turn on something real? And so, but I'm the only one that likes that likes Dateline. So sometimes I have to like put my little,
We need to wrap together.
Yes. And
Except I'll
drink
be like,
a glass
oh, I've
of
already
wine.
seen this one.
Oh my gosh, right? Literally, I think I've seen almost
Yeah.
all of them. But yeah, have a glass of wine, wrap, and have Dateline. But I
Yes.
love the ambiance.
twinkling lights in the background.
And the smell.
That sounds dreamy to
Like,
me.
I mean, you could put a little simmer pot on the
Yes,
stove with your
yes.
cinnamon and your clove and nutmeg and all that,
That is
and then
so
just have Dateline on it.
that really sounds
Yes.
ideal for
Isn't that
me.
good? Yeah.
I would love that.
So I gave you an idea now.
Yes. So no, but I do love that, like doing some of the work part of it ahead of
First,
time.
yeah.
And then it's not so much like everything.
Right.
So yeah, so I actually just told Cassie when she got here, like I kind of switched, like it just started making me think about all these Christmas ideas to talk about. So
Yeah.
it does feel early, but like I actually, another Christmas thing I've already done is for PTA, we do the elf shop.
Yes.
And we did our first shopping trip
Okay.
yesterday.
Fun.
And so on the way there, this is kind of funny, shows my age, I feel like maybe, but on the way there, I was like, well, maybe I'll listen to Christmas music because we go to, one of the places we go to is the Dollar Tree in Ozark. So it's kind of a drive.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I'll try to listen to some Christmas music. So
See, I don't know. It'd be too early.
just put, well, yeah, it felt forced, but
Yeah.
I was trying to get into the spirit.
You're like, I'm going to get myself in the
Yeah.
spirit no matter what.
But one of the first ones was like a pop Christmas or something. So I just hit it because I was like driving, just tried to find
Yeah.
something quick. And it was terrible. It
Really?
was like current like
Uh-oh.
pop artists, their Christmas stuff.
Uh-oh.
It was like next. And then I'd be like, for a couple seconds, like, I'm a lyrics person.
Oh, okay.
And if the lyrics are
Yeah.
along with the,
See,
but I'm
I'm-
like, is that a sign of me just getting old?
Maybe.
Like, what are these kids listening to?
See, because I like the, not necessarily pop, but like the remix. I like the
Yeah.
remix.
Yes.
So it's the original songs, like
Yes.
Jingle Bells, but then they
Yes.
add like
Same.
drums and all that stuff. Like I think
Same.
that's fun, you know.
Same.
And I partially do it too for Parker because he gets all
Yeah.
amped up with it and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that. I like that too. But
Yeah.
sometimes it's too much though. All of the Christmas
Yeah.
on repeat.
Yeah.
Just over and over again, and I think that's where my burnout comes from.
Yes.
Because I'm like,
I get
it's
that
too
for
many.
sure.
Yeah.
I get that. I forgot I had done that, and I was on the phone when we left through my car speaker. And then, like, when I got off my phone call, some random song was, and I was like, "What is this?" I forgot that I'd put it on.
Yeah.
Pop Christmas. Don't search pop.
So you
Search
haven't
classic.
decorated your house yet then?
Oh heavens, no.
Okay.
We just Charles' birthday and
Oh,
Lane's
yeah.
birthdays are both at the end of October, so I just took down happy birthday banners.
Oh, okay.
Still some fall stuff up. My kids will be begging any day.
Yeah.
But I like to do a deep clean first.
Oh, totally.
But first you have to have time for a deep clean.
Of course,
So
yes.
I'll be able to put it off for like another week or two. But we decorate their rooms. Like they have sheets and
Oh, cute.
stuff that they put in their own room, in their own little trees. And so
Oh, fun.
usually I can appease them with that.
You're like, let's start there.
Yeah.
Get you
And
guys
that's-
taken care
Yeah,
of.
that feels manageable.
Yeah.
So,
sure.
yeah, so that was one thing that made me think about Christmas. We talked about when to decorate and gifts. Like, do you like to give or receive like gifts or like experiences? And maybe this is more like about kids, because I have a lot of friends that will like try to find experiences. What made me think of this is because like when I go through the toy aisles places, or get like the Target magazine or the Amazon magazine of toys, like that makes me feel like they're little, like, and I know it's just going to be a blink.
Yep.
But I'm like, you guys want to look through this? And they barely circle anything, which I love that they don't just want everything.
Right.
They don't play a ton of toys, but I think it's me. I think I'm the one that's like,
wait a
please
minute,
pick a toy.
Yeah.
Like, not that I want to spend money on unnecessary things, but I fight that, like, just knowing in the back of my mind that it's going to be not much longer.
Yeah.
Till we don't need any toy magazines.
I know, and I feel like I'm starting over because Parker's 8 now, and then Lane is only 20 months, and so I get to start over with the toys, where Lane is going to just light up, whenever he sees toys and stuff. But yeah, Parker, it's getting harder. It is, because it's like, oh, I want this. And of course, as they get older, the gifts they want are more expensive. Yeah. So I'm like, Santa has a budget. So we're not going to be buying all that. But that's nice of you to think of that way. But it is really sad, though, as they get older. And then it's like, what do? And you don't want to get them, you want them to stay little forever. But you want to also get them something that they love. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's so tough. So I don't really know. We've got a couple ideas that we're thinking of. And that's the thing too. It's like you want to spoil them, but then you don't want to over spoil them.
I know.
I mean, it's so hard.
Yeah.
So we're having to pick. We've got like a list, and we're like, ooh, like what do we? Ooh, do we do like one of those and two of those?
Yeah.
Or you want to do like one big one, but then it's like, oh, that's it. I just got one.
I know.
It's like
I know.
As they get older, it gets increasingly difficult. So, but Lane, I got it in the bag for him. I'm like, oh, I could get him like some spoons, and he'd be happy.
Oh, watching him play with those 2 Paw Patrol guys for forever.
Oh, and he puts so much concentration in it,
That.
Yeah. So I purposely hide those so that whenever we have brothers games,
perfect.
I'm like, hey, remember these?
Oh, yeah, and it's new again.
Works like a charm.
That's awesome. I know. So you have lots of years of love looking at the toy aisles. Do you remember getting those big, like JCPenney's catalogs?
Girl. Yes.
Did you have like a go-to thing that you would look at?
I mean, it changed as I got older and stuff, because as I got to be like a teenager, it'd be like the clothes, know. But whenever I was little, I'd say, of course, the toy section. I mean, you go right towards the toys. And I always dreamed of, being older and being a mom and all that stuff. So I think sometimes I'd look at like kitchen stuff.
Oh, that's funny. I thought you were gonna go where I went. My sister always wanted to look at the toys. I wanted to look at strollers.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why. Like I
stuff.
remember like going to,
of course.
I still to this day, like when I see like new like stroller things that people have, I'm like, oh, I want a stroller again.
Oh my gosh.
Don't necessarily want to take care of an infant, but
let me tell you, it's no
I know
fun.
You're like, I'll borrow yours. I'll come push Lane around.
See, you got Lane for a minute the other night.
He was so funny. I took him from Phil because he was trying to coach, and I was like, hey, let me have him. And he came to me, but he wouldn't he would not turn his face. Oh yeah,
he's really good about like this number, and he just like looks out of the corner of his eye. He was like, I'm not looking at you.
And I kept saying like, let's go find your mama. Where's your mom? Yeah. I kept like mentioning you, so he was like, okay, this is like gonna go somewhere.
He's good. Like, I feel like I shouldn't be letting her hold me, but
I was so like, I felt so excited that he let me even do that.
That's so cute.
I'm like, see, we're buddies. I feel a connection to him because his name is Lane.
True.
I have my Lane. Like and my mom's always talking about how cute he is.
Oh, thank you. He's a stinker.
Yeah. So, I feel like we talked a lot about this. Another thing I was listening to a podcast and was talking about seasons and like just thinking about like, the season of Christmas and all those seasons like come, keep circulating, coming around. But they were talking about like, technically in life, like we're always in a new season. You know what I mean? And like she was talking about how like we're kind of like hard on ourselves. We're harder on ourselves than we're hard on other people. But like then to think about like we're always in a new season. Like right now, like I've got a teenager or like, you switch a job or you have a baby or like, or you start
move into
college,
a different house or
yes, there's just, you're always in a new season and just to like give yourself like grace for that. I had never thought of that. Like you're pretty much, we're always like,
I know I read
in a new
something one
season.
time about little babies, and it's like if you think of it this way, like you have a newborn for only a month, and then you only have a 1 month old or you only have a 2 month old for those 2 months, and then it's 3, and then you only have a toddler for so many years. And it's like when you think of it that way, the seasons switch so quickly.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking earlier today, I'm like, oh, I need to switch out both boys' clothes because they both come walking out of the bedroom,
Same.
or Parker come walking out, and I'm like, okay, those pants don't fit you anymore, But yeah, it goes by so fast too. And it's hard to keep up whenever you're a mom. It's so hard to keep up and try to do all the, especially if, there's moms like me that I work full time, and then I have Lane in like part-time daycare or whatever. And so I'm trying to work and have him at the same time. Meanwhile, do all the other things, cook and clean and laundry and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's so hard. And you're right. Give yourself grace for those changing seasons and embrace it. You know what I mean? Kind of like lean into it and like, find the humor in things rather than being so stressed out and stuff, and be like, okay, this is all right. Roll with it. That's what I've been trying to teach Parker. Roll with the punches. I'm like, things don't always go our way. We just got to roll with the punches. Or if you're not prepared for something and you just got to go, you got to go with it.
And I feel like too, and maybe this is just with aging too, but like not taking myself so seriously and being able to laugh at things.
Absolutely.
Like, I feel like, but I love that about embracing it, because I'm hard on myself. Like I will extend grace to like everybody, but then I'm hard on myself.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm guilty of that as well. Yeah.
I just thought that was an interesting, like we're always in some way, we're always kind of in a new, I'm in my 40s. I just started that's a new season.
Did you just turn 40?
No, I turned 41.
I'm so sorry.
41 and a half.
Make sure that I didn't miss like a milestone.
No, you did not.
Okay.
No.
Yes.
But anyways, I thought that was good. So we're talking about like switching seasons. I thought that was a good,
yeah.
But, and that is a good segue to, you are adding to your season.
Yes. So I know, and I just mentioned that I work full time, and then I have Lane home pretty often. And then I'm just, I guess I like being spread really thin. And so I have two business ventures that I just started over at the Salon Knot. The owner and
where is the Salon Knot?
So it's off of Redbud. So do you know where the dog bone is?
Yes.
Okay. So if you go, I don't know directions. Is that east? Like
off the dog bone?
Yeah. So come and go,
like
behind come and go. Go behind come and go.
Okay.
Like you along the highway.
Oh, along the highway.
Yes.
East. It's going towards.
Yeah, because like if you pull into her salon, you can see the highway behind.
Okay.
So almost like you're going to the general store.
Okay.
But yeah, it's the Redbud runs along the highway. So where like Tender Heart Animal Veterinarian Clinic is, it's just past that. And it's kind of tucked away. It's like an old house that was refurbished into a salon.
Okay.
It's
I know
so
exactly what you're
cute. My mom came and visited it, and she was like, this reminds me of Steel Magnolias.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really cute. It's really cute. So I'm renting a room from her, and I'm doing waxing. So I'm like a long time ago, I became an esthetician and started doing body waxing. So I had been waxing a few friends, and I was like, hey, I'm going to rent a room so I don't have to have people coming to my house. And it's like one of those skills, if you don't use it, you lose it kind of thing. So I'm like, well, I paid for my schooling, and I worked for many years doing that. So I want to continue to do that, even though it's not like my day job. So I just do that a couple nights a week and like on Saturday mornings and stuff. So that's at the Salon Knot. I don't have a Facebook page or anything, but you can just go to the Salon Knots page and you can find out more that way. You can book online, or you can send them a message, and then I'll get it, and we can book that way. But then also I started making these little cute bracelets for Rogersville. So our boys play on a basketball team together, on the Wildcat basketball team. And so I started football. Yes. Oh, and they were on baseball together too.
Yes.
Yeah. They're all kinds of teams together.
We are all in Rogersville.
But I thought, oh, how fun would this be? And I started making them just for fun, because I like to just tinker with stuff, And I'm like, wait a minute, maybe the other moms might like it. And then it just turned into like a business. So these are actually going to be on display at the Salon Knot for sale.
Oh, that's awesome.
So she's going to set up a little table for me, and I'm going to talk to her about doing it maybe next week. So if you guys, want to grab a little, and I can customize them. Like this one says like LR Mom, and then this one just says LR. But, like if you're on the Pom Cats, in high school, they have the Pom Cat team, the cheerleaders and all them. Like they're just fun little
And you've done kid names
bracelets.
too, right? Like
Yes.
you have your kids'
I
names.
don't know if I brought the one that has Parker's name, but I do have, I could do kids' names. And then I also bought some numbers. So I can do like, because Parker's number 15.
yeah,
and so I'm
cute.
like, okay, Parker 15. And Parker just loves it whenever I wear his. And he's like, oh, that's cool,
Yeah.
So anyways, but yeah, the salon knot, these little bracelets, they range from like $3 to $7. And then the ones that are $7, if you buy 3. So if you buy 2 for 12 or 3 for 15. So if you buy 3, then they're $5 each. So anyways, and I still make them. I've actually got some more at my house, but these are the only ones I brought.
Oh.
And even if you don't have kids in the Rogersville school system or whatever, I can obviously make anything else. Or I'm also going to focus on school spirit. I used to be a cheerleader, if you couldn't tell, but I also want to make some for like Fordland and Seymour and like the surrounding schools. I've made a couple for my mom because I've got nieces and nephews. I've got nephews, in Fairgrove, and I've got a niece and a nephew in Stratford. And so I've been making her some bracelets for their team, school spirit stuff. So whenever she goes to their sporting events, she's able to wear the bracelets. And so she's really proud about that.
Oh yeah, I love
So-
I'm the proud owner of 3 of your bracelets.
Yeah, look
I
at
love
that.
it. And I just noticed her nails.
Oh, look at
I mean,
that too.
I feel
See?
like I'm
That's
drawn
perfect.
to like maroonish purple.
You should
everywhere
see my
I go.
nail polishes. They're all
Yeah.
just some sort of
Yeah.
hue of maroon,
Yeah.
or reds or something.
Yeah, we got lucky. We have good school colors.
We do.
It's all
Really,
like-
we do.
Like bright blue.
Yeah, for
all
real.
The time.
Yes, for real.
Well, that's awesome.
So yeah, that's very exciting. So just stop by the salon knot and you
Yes.
can pick up one of those. And I am getting an Etsy page, but it just
Okay.
takes time, So I'm in the process of the whole sales tax and trying to get all that set up. So I haven't got Etsy set up yet, but we can do it at salon knot.
Okay,
just sell
and
them
they
that way.
can you said they could schedule your services.
Yes, they can
on
do
the
it
Salon
online.
Knot?
If you go to like the Salon Knots Facebook page,
Okay.
and then they've got an online booking link, and then you can go to waxing, and then
Yeah.
it'll show my schedule and like what's available.
That's awesome. What other services do they offer at the Salon Knot?
Hair,
Okay.
and they do. I think Sydney also does spray tans.
Okay.
Yeah, they used to have a girl that did lashes and stuff, but she moved on to a different place. But so hair, any kind of hair services you can think of. I think she does extensions too, like hair
Okay.
extensions, and then spray tans, and then my body waxing.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's cool.
Very
That's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah,
Happy
and it's
for
really
you.
cute. Yeah, it's a really cute little salon. So if you get the chance, go over there and say hi
Yeah.
and pick up a bracelet while you're there.
That's awesome. Well, that's an exciting season for
Yes.
you. And is
But it's a lot. But
I
it's
was
a
going to
lot.
say, yeah. Are you feeling like, are you able to like manage?
I'm doing okay.
Okay.
I'm doing okay. I do the best I can, but it's constantly practice, and then I got to wax, and then I got to go here, and then I've got a meeting for work, and then I got to go, I got to travel to Tulsa, and then, but it's all good. It's all good. All good things to be grateful for.
Yeah. Would you like it if you weren't that busy, or do you feel like you'd be wanting to be busy? Or wanting to do
that's a
more?
good question. I feel like I feel like I do it to myself. So I mean, maybe that means I like to be
Yeah.
busy,
Yeah.
because I don't like to be bored.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I would love to, clean my house every now and then. Have
know.
time to clean
And
the
I
house
feel
and
like,
do the laundry
speaking
and all
of-
that stuff.
Speaking of grace, I feel like cleaning is not my favorite thing to do. I know
No.
it has to be done, but like it's just not my favorite thing to
It's
do. I
not.
could fill my time with a million other things.
Although I will say, I told Phil the other day, I love it whenever I know we have company coming, because that's the one time that the house does
Yeah.
get clean.
Yeah,
So
for
I
sure. Same.
spent like 3 hours the other
Same.
day, like getting down and just scrubbing everything. But now that the house is clean, I'm like, it feels
Same.
so good. And then somebody will come in and then they like leave a cup on the counter, and I'm like, get that cup out of here,
Or all the papers out of the backpack on.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then all the thing. I'm like,
I know,
okay,
we have a
that-
basket. I have a basket in my mud room, and I'm like, okay, if whatever papers come out of your backpack, they go in the basket, and then we'll deal with the basket later.
Yeah.
Kick it down the road.
Are you good with keeping up with the basket? Because I could do that, and then I would just be like, oh, now we need a second basket.
We have 3.
Okay.
So if that tells you
yeah.
anything,
I mean, hey,
no, I'm
I
not
feel
very
like
good at
it's-
keeping. But
it's just so much stuff comes in.
it
Stuff
does.
comes in.
It does. And I try like once a month or every other month. I try to like sit down on a Saturday morning or something when they're watching cartoons and stuff, and just lay it out and just go through it, and then just like toss.
Yeah.
But yeah, it doesn't happen very often.
And it's easier in those moments too, when you're ready to purge all that, to not hold on to the stuff that like really is not that sentimental.
Yeah.
Like I have to look through it and be like, I mean, this is cute artwork, but
And I'll say as he's getting older, it's less stuff that I'm keeping. You know, it was really cute. And Lane's stuff is really cute too, but I'm learning because I've already went through it with Parker.
Yes.
I'm like, this is really cute, but they're just stickers. It's not anything you handcrafted.
Yes.
So I'm going to throw that away. You know?
And it piles up. If you don't stay on top of that, it piles up so fast.
It really does.
So,
yep, absolutely.
Okay. Well, how are we doing on time? I know you've got to get, are we?
Yeah, we probably need to
wrap
go.
it up. So do you have big weekend plans?
No, just taking all the fall stuff down.
Okay.
And deep clean.
Okay.
Before Christmas goes up.
Okay.
Yep.
I just have one quick thing to talk about with the weekend. I didn't have a ton in the happenings, but I'm going to be at the Wildcat Closet with Lauren tomorrow morning. We're open from 8 to 10 if you want to drop anything off or come shop. And then there is a craft and boutique fair at the upper elementary at the same time. It's from 8 to 4 tomorrow. It's the upper elementary, the 4th, 5th, and 6th grade building.
Okay.
So they're going to have I think food vendors and craft and boutique vendors. And so hopefully we'll get a good showing at the Wildcat Closet too while we're open. But that's all I have for and I am seeing Taylor Swift tomorrow.
You are?
Well, the movie.
Oh, okay. I was like, are you going to a concert or something?
No.
Don't get me started on Taylor and Travis. That's a sore subject for me.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't like it.
Oh, okay.
So I listened to Bobby Bones in the morning, and he said, I like peach cobbler and I like mashed potatoes. I don't like them together. And I'm like, that was so perfect. Like, that's exactly how I feel. Like, I don't like them together. She's fine and he's fine, but you guys don't belong together. Oh. That's just my opinion.
I like both of them, and I don't care if they're together or not.
Well, see, Phil just, I don't think he cares, but he knows it annoys me. And so he's like, hey, Taylor's at the game. And I'm like, I don't care. I'm not watching it. You know, oh, she has a secret handshake with Brittany Mahomes. I'm like, gag me. I don't.
You're like my
it.
dad. My dad is on the gag me team.
Yeah.
Good. But okay. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. This was fun.
Come back whenever. Can't wait to hear how all your business adventures are going.
Let's hope next time this whole thing's empty.
Oh, I'm sure it will be.
Yeah.
But that's awesome. They have a place too to set it out to sell that stuff, so you can find it at the Salon Knot.
Yes.
And you guys have a great weekend, and we will be back on another Friday. I don't know when. Another one.
See you soon.